to the Try Time podcast channel. I'm Matt, and today I'm happy to report I have ditched Callum for a brand new video to the channel. This is the Rugby League Roundup. The purpose of this video just to cover off some of the major and perhaps lesser known news stories that haven't quite made it onto the main pod, and to be a lot more quick fire summary, so there's going to be less in-depth details and more just informative programme. So without further ado, let's get into our first ever RLIU top story, and that is the news that Israel Folau has been cut from the Catalan Dragons squad and is set to be frozen out of Rugby League for 2021. The controversial Australian is not listed as one of the Catalan players to be allocated a squad number for this season, all but confirming his departure from the club. There were a lot of rumours linking him to St George Illawarra down in the NRL, however this now looks to be off the table. Reasons for the collapse are varied, with some reports suggesting that it is in fact Catalan Dragons who are looking for a fee, given that Folau is still under contract with the club for next season. Other reports are suggesting that St George's title sponsors do not want the controversial Australian associated with the club, and with St George too close to the start of the NRL to find new sponsorship, that has shelved plans to bring Folau to the club. What's the truth in the matter? Probably somewhere in between the two, but there is no doubt that it is a big loss for Catalans and their push for the top 5. With a lot of the bad press and controversy already out of the way, there'll be very few eyelids battered about Folau doing a second season in the Super League with Catalans, and it's fair to say that in terms of a pure player performance point of view, Super League has lost one of its strongest assets. Moving into the second story that we're going to bring you this week, and that is the launch of the CCCRL, Canada's first professional rugby league competition. The entirely domestic event is scheduled for 6 men and 6 ladies teams to take place in 2022, being held at the Lamport Stadium, home of the former Super League side Toronto Wolfpack. It's currently unconfirmed whether Toronto or the fellow Canadian outfit looking to enter League One, the Ottawa Aces, will have any involvement in the competition. However, it does seem very unlikely, certainly in Toronto's case, that we won't see a return of the Wolfpack name, even if it is in Phoenix club form, taking advantage of the whole branding and the marketing that the previous owners have already done regarding the club. Moving away now from Canada and down in the NRL, it is of course 1 week to go until the new season starts, and there are a couple of key rule changes taking place this year. The first is the introduction of the Captain's Challenge, where each team will have 2 opportunities to challenge one of the referee's decisions. If successful, this could well be something that we see implemented in Super League and across all the top 3 professional divisions in the UK, so that might be one to keep an eye on this year. Another new rule coming in will be that drop goals, or field goals as they are over there, that are scored from outside of the 40 metre line will now be worth 2 points instead of the traditional 1. This could again be a decisive factor in games, particularly with Golden Point now introduced, meaning a long range drop goal is just as powerful as a penalty, and certainly makes the 1 point lead a little bit even tighter than it was in the first place. Jumping into some signing news now, and after a decade with the dark side, Kyle Eastmond returns to Rugby League, signing for Leeds Rhinos ahead of the new season. The former St Helens back row is expected to fill in following the injuries to Rob Lewis and Jack Walker, the latter expected to miss the entirety of the 2021 campaign. With fellow injury struggles affecting Callum McClelland, it's clear that Leeds needed cover, and if Eastmond can play like half as well as what he did at St Helens, we would expect him to be a success again at Leeds, particularly knowing that the Rhinos assistant coach Sean Long has worked with Kyle in his St Helens days. And finally, we're going to go back down under for one of the feel-good stories. Nathan Cleary of the Penrith Panthers hitting an absolutely incredible crossbar challenge at the NRL launch, including scooping a $20,000 prize for the Colleton Colts Junior Rugby League side.
Challenge for the Colleton Colts, Nathan Cleary, first kick, straight as... Oh, he's got a And now the second kick. And that one is 250. That's going to be very hard to beat.
That's all for the Rugby League Roundup this week. Do stay tuned, we will be dropping these videos every now and again when there's bits to discuss and other stories. It's going to be among another new video coming to the channel in the next few weeks called Eurozone Rugby. Just drop us a sub, keep an eye out for that one, and we'll see you on Saturday for our usual videos, and of course for the main pod midweek. Don't forget to like, share and of course subscribe. Until next time. Bye.